iOS 27 officially comes out this fall, but in the meantime, we have the public beta, which is where you can kind of preview iOS 27 and test out some of the new features, and you can customize your iPhone, which is what we're going to be doing today. Hi guys, my name is Nikki. I post about all things tech customization. This is going to be a step-by-step tutorial, so you can follow along if you want to. I'm going to have all of the wallpapers and widgets that I'm using for this customization linked down below, so you can get them for free right off my website. But yeah, I love doing iPhone customizations. It's actually been a minute since I filmed one of these, but I'm really excited to refresh my iPhone and help you refresh yours too. So let's go ahead and just get started. Okay, so the first thing I usually like to do is download all of my widget images and my wallpaper images. I find it's just easier to have all of those downloaded and ready to go for when I want to use them. So I have them all saved in my photos right here. Definitely going for a very kind of summery, very coastal blue theme. But yeah, I have completely cleared my iPhone. So next, let's go ahead and add our wallpaper. So to do that, you're gonna long press on your home screen and then tap this little paintbrush icon in the upper left corner, and then go to edit wallpaper. And then I wanna choose a wallpaper from my photo library. So at the bottom, I'm gonna click on photo, and then I'm just gonna click it again. And then click this little square in the lower left-hand corner. It's kind of hard to see. Choose photo. And then this is gonna bring up the photo library. So I'm gonna do this striped one right here for my home screen. I love how light and airy this one is. This is perfect. So go ahead and tap done. So I already have my apps tinted to like the perfect blue, but I am gonna show you how to do app tinting when we get to that point in the tutorial. That was a new feature from last year, iOS 26. Definitely my favorite feature they added last year. Now I'm gonna go and change my lock screen wallpaper. I have a different wallpaper lined up for my lock screen, but it does match this one, so I think they'll look really cute together. So I'm gonna pull up my lock screen by swiping down on the upper left corner, and then I'm gonna press and hold customize. So I'm gonna tap this little square icon here on the left side and go back to my photo library. And then for my lock screen, I'm gonna do this ocean image right here. If we want, we can pinch and drag this around to adjust the crop, kind of like it a little bit more zoomed out so I can see more of the waves. Then I'm just gonna tap done. But that is how you change your wallpapers. I am gonna go back after and do more customizations on the lock screen. We're gonna add widgets and we're gonna adjust the time. So first I'm going to show you how to do just a plain photo widget on your home screen. So for that I use the app Widgetsmith. It's completely free and you can get it on the App Store. And then once you open the app, you're going to tap this plus in the upper right corner. And then you're just going to tap on the size that you want. I usually do small. Tap on photo and then tap photo library. This is going to pull up your photo library. So then you can just go ahead and tap on the image that you want. And we're just going to adjust the crop. We can drag and we can pinch to zoom, maybe something like that. And then when you're done, just tap on the check mark. And then we can also name the widget, which I probably should be doing. I have, as you can see, 107 widgets now, but I never really do. I honestly don't have a hard time finding the widgets, so I just go ahead and click on save. That's how you create a widget. And then next we're gonna go ahead and add it to our home screen. So back on your home screen, you're gonna wanna long press, upper left corner, tap the paintbrush, and then add widget. And then from here, we're gonna search for Widgetsmith because that's the app that we used, and then tap the size. And then you can just tap the blue text on the right side and it's gonna pull up all of our widgets. So this is where it comes in really handy to name your widgets, but I don't do that, as you can see. But then you'll just go ahead and select the widget that you want, and then tap on the check mark. And then that is how you add just a plain photo widget. I'm gonna show you how to add some other fun widgets that I'm gonna use in this customization, including some ones that are interactive and change, which are really fun. But to keep this simple, let's just go page by page. Starting with the first page, I'm just gonna delete that. And I'm also gonna change this widget to a different one. So if you wanna change a widget, just long press and then edit widget and then tap the blue text. And then we're just gonna select the widget that we want. Next, go ahead and download the app Miko. This is another really good app that I use to get cute free widgets. They do have some paid ones, but I'm only gonna be using free ones for this tutorial. So in the Miko app, search up camera at the top, and then I'm going to be using this one. It's a medium widget and it's called CCD camera. Heads up, there are kind of a lot of ads in this app that you have to sit through. I'm editing them out obviously because otherwise it would be really annoying for you guys. But anyways, I really love this widget. It's obviously really cute, but you can also replace the image with your own custom one. So we are going to do that by tapping go to replace and then tap the picture, and then it's going to pull up our photo library. So I'm going to choose this one, and then here we can just kind of crop it the way we want, and then just tap on save widget. Okay, now we're gonna add the widget. We're gonna long press and then paintbrush, add widget, and then we use the Miko app for this one. So we're gonna type in Miko, and then this one was a medium widget. So let's go ahead and tap add widget, and then tap the widget, and it's gonna bring up this little menu here. So just tap on where it says choose and widget. So then we're just gonna tap the widget that we want. Okay, next widget we're gonna do is just another photo widget. But yeah, I just love having a little quote on my home screen. I think this is so fun, so peaceful. But this page is almost done. I just want to add some apps and then rearrange things. So from here to add an app, we're going to swipe right and go to our app library. And I want to add Instagram. So from there, we can just long press on it and then tap add to home screen. And then I'm just going to do that for all of the apps that I want to add to this page. Okay, so I've added all of the apps and all of the widgets that I want to this page. So now I'm just going to rearrange them how I want. And then to move an app or widget, you're just going to long press on it and then drag it where you want. And then this is our first page completely done. I think it looks adorable. So let's go ahead and move on to page number 2. Brand new page. Let's long press and then swipe to the right, and then let's go ahead and add a few widgets first. And then the first widget I'm going to add is an Apple native widget. So this is something that's already in your iPhone. You don't have to download another app for it. So let's do add widget, and I'm going to add the weather widget. I love being able to really easily see what the weather is. And then I want to do the medium one, specifically this one where I can see the forecast like throughout the whole day. But for the weather widget, there are like a ton of really cool options that show you all sorts of different information. Look through all of these and see which ones work best for you. But I'm gonna do this one and tap add widget, and it looks so pretty already. And like I said before, this is just super convenient to have. But next I'm gonna add 2 more small widgets from Widgetsmith. And then 1 more widget for this page. This is going to be a really cute little clock widget. And for this one, I'm using an app called Widget Club, which is also free. I'm just going to search for clock. And then I'm going to do the small ones up here. And I think I'm going to do this one with the serif letters. We have a bunch of options that we can do to customize it, but I'm just going to set it as is. And then back on my home screen, I'm just going to go ahead and add it the same way we added the other widgets. Okay, so I have all of my widgets for this page. Now I'm just going to do the same thing I did before, where I'm going to add my apps and then rearrange everything. I'm going to leave the apps on my dock the same, by the way, because those are the apps that I use the most. So I don't really feel like I have to change them. But if you wanted to change them, you could just long press and hold and then drag other apps onto the dock. Page number 3, let's long press and then swipe to the right. And then same thing, we're gonna add our widgets first and then our apps. But the first widget I'm gonna add to this page is gonna be another Widgetsmith widget, just a plain photo widget, but we're gonna add a large one this time. So it's gonna take up a pretty large amount of our home screen. So I'm just gonna swipe and then select the large one. And then this is the photo we're gonna use. I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom. And then 1 more widget for this page. I love this widget. This is probably one of my all-time favorite ones, but it's from an app called I Am. And this app is free to download, but it does have premium features. But when you open the app, I'm going to show you how to get the widget. So you're going to tap the little profile icon and then scroll down and go where it says home screen widgets. And then you can toggle on customize. And you have 2 topic options. Most of these are premium. You can choose the theme. I usually just leave it on the default one just so that it matches the rest of my phone. I like to add a widget border, and then this is the really cool part. So you can actually have it refresh with a new affirmation, basically at whatever frequency you want. So I like a lot of affirmations, so I leave it on 24 a day. And then you can also do show buttons if you want, but I usually leave that off and then add my widget. So we're gonna add it the same way that we added all of the other widgets. So I'm just gonna search up I am, and I'm gonna do the small one and then tap it. So this is really, really cute. And I just love having a positive quote on my home screen because I'm looking at my phone every day. So I want it to make me happy and be a positive experience. But basically the last thing I'm going to do to finish up this page is just to add in some apps that I want. And I think I'm going to have them just be app folders. So I've added my financial apps to this page and I'm going to show you how to make an app folder. It's really, really easy. It's the same that it's always been if you don't know. So you just long press and then you're just going to drag one app over another, and then you can just drag the other apps in and it will automatically create a folder. And then you can also tap into the folder and then kind of long press at the top, and then you can name it. So I'm just going to name it a money bag emoji, and then I'm going to make 3 more app folders for different categories and check back in with you. So I've added all of my apps and my app folders to this 3rd page here, and this is how that turned out. Okay, so this is how you tint your apps on iOS 27 and make them a custom color. So you're gonna long press on your home screen and then tap the paintbrush and then go to customize. And then this is gonna bring up the customization menu. And then all you're gonna do is just tap which icon you want. That makes it clear. I don't like how that looks with this theme, so I'm not gonna do that, but you can also just have them default. And then you can also do dark mode, but I'm gonna do tinted. And then you can also play around with these sliders here to get the exact color that you want. And then this icon in the upper right corner, if you tap that, that is how you control whether or not you have the names of the apps and widgets underneath. So I usually like to keep them without it because I like that nice, clean and simple look. But yeah, I'm gonna mess around with the color here and then we'll continue with the customization. So first we have to situate some widgets for our lock screen. So for this, I'm going to go back into Miko, and then I'm going to find any of these smaller, like free circular widgets. For the free ones, usually you have to tap into them to kind of like see if they're free or not. But if you do, some of them will have where it says more at the top, and then you can tap on that, and then you get this whole library. And there are a ton of really, really cute widgets, and a lot of them are animated too, which is really fun. I'm gonna go into animals, and then I'm gonna save this little crab here. And then I'm also gonna come back after and save this little flower right here. So once you choose your widget, you're gonna be back on this main customization menu here. And I usually like to drag the background opacity down to 0 so that we just have the little widget there, and then save widget. So go to your lock screen by swiping down and then just press and hold and tap customize. And then we're going to tap on where it says add widgets. And then we're going to tap on where it says add widget and it has the little Miko app icon. So tap the smaller ones and then we're going to add 2. So tap another one and then tap on the actual icons. Tap on the ones that you want to add. I'm going to do this little crab here and then the little flower. And those look so cute. I have one more widget I want to add to my lock screen, and I'm gonna add just a classic weather widget. So I'm gonna tap in this box again, and then the weather widget I want to add is right here. And I really like this one because it has the temperature, highs and lows, and the current kind of what the weather is right now. And then I'm gonna drag this up at the top here. And then the last customization I'm going to do on my lock screen is customizing the time. So to do that, just tap on it. And I do want to keep it clear. I do really like the liquid glass theme with kind of the water in the background. I think that looks really nice. But I think I'm going to do this font here. And then we can also drag this slider to change the thickness. I think I'm going to keep it pretty thin like that. And then if you wanted to make it solid, you could just tap solid at the bottom there, but like I said, I am going to keep it on glass. And then something new in iOS 27 actually is you can make this time really, really tiny. So to do that, you're going to see these little rectangles in the upper right-hand corner of the menu. So just go ahead and tap that. And then it's going to move the time all the way at the top and make it really, really tiny. So I don't know how I feel about this yet. I do really like the minimal look, but something about having the big time just feels really classic, and it's also just a lot easier to see. So I'm just going to tap that icon again to get the big time back. And this is the completed lock screen. I'm going to tap done. I just went back and changed the flower widget to one that is animated. I think that's so fun just having that right there on the lock screen. You can do that in the Miko app in the customization settings for each widget. And then we have one more part of our phone we're going to customize. We're going to do a quick little customization to our control center. Okay, so you can get to your control center, if you don't know, by pulling down from the upper right corner. And this is what mine looks like right now. I'm not going to change too much, but I am going to add a few cute little widgets here. Just some decorative ones, I think. And I'm also going to do these through Miko. And you set up the widgets the exact same way that we just set up the lock screen widgets. So you just go in the app and choose your widget and then save them. And then when you're ready to add them to your control center, you're just going to go to your control center and then press the plus. And then add a control. Where it says search controls, you're going to search for Miko, add control, and then where it says choose, it's going to pull up the list of all the ones that we have saved. So I saved a bunch of fun coastal ones. So I'm going to do this flower, also have this little dolphin, and then I have a seashell, another seashell. So same thing for customizing your home screen. You can just kind of drag these around where you want them. And then you'll see that some of these have handlebars. So you can actually drag out the handlebars to adjust the size. So I'm gonna mess around with this and then check back in with you when it's done. And then here is the finished control center. So I kept it really, really simple. It's not that much different than it was before, but I do have these fun little widgets added in. And then you can also tap them to unhighlight them and then tap them again to re-highlight them. I like having them highlighted because I have them in kind of like a diagonal. But yeah, that is the completed control center. And that is the full tutorial. I'm going to put the full walkthrough of the final customization up on the screen so you can see. But I am so obsessed with how this turned out. I love anything like blue and airy and really coastal. I feel like my iPhone feels so refreshed and I'm just really excited to use it now. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content. I have a lot more coming your way in the next few months, especially with everything surrounding the new iPhones and iOS 27 and macOS 27. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video.